Okay, we're live. And hello to our second show for Mary the Medium, which we have lovely Mary the Medium here tonight.
Hi,
and
guys.
Psychic. So we have a guest tonight with Mary's gonna do some readings and some other things that we're gonna go over. So hi Mary, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm great. Nice to
Yeah?
see you again. Yeah.
I know it's been 2 days.
I know, right? Sunday from our last show. But so I did that Spirit Fest in Orlando. Oh my gosh. Just back to back readings all day, which is wonderful. I got a message from one of the people that I read that he goes, Mary, remember how you told me that I should do my passion? And I said, yeah. And remember how you told me that I would know where my job is because of a U-Haul and a black fence? And I said, yes. So he sent me a picture. He said, I just got a job and look where it is. And there was U-Haul and a black fence right there. And I told him I told him this on Sunday. And so, I mean, it's crazy when Spirit wants to pass a message, they do. So,
and that's awesome though that he let you know, like he got back to you about it.
Oh, I know. Yeah, right away. So, so anyway, so this weekend I'm going to be in Sarasota, and I've already got a waiting list, guys. So if you're going to be in Sarasota, Tampa, anywhere in the area, and you want a reading, I'm the number 3 psychic in the world. Be sure to contact me at The Real Mary the Medium, because I've already got a waiting list. So,
and also too, you can go to marythemedium.com
right
now, and now you have it set up so you can take bookings. So.
Yeah. So I can book you right there, guys, and even for Orlando. So let me know.
Awesome. Yeah, we're getting going. We're up and running. So
oh my gosh.
Well, we have a guest tonight, and she's got lots of cats like you. I don't, so
right.
We're gonna bring on Allison here in just 1 second. Here's Allison. Hello, Allison.
Hello, everyone. Hi.
Hi, Allison.
Thank you for having me.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay.
So we are going to start with, let's see. Boom.
Oh, wow.
I'm just grabbing my water. I'm not going very far.
Okay. So, all right. So Candy is the gray one, correct?
Correct.
Let me tell you what I got, and then you can tell me why I'm seeing this. Okay.
Okay.
Candy's no longer with us. Am I correct? Because I see white all over him.
That's correct.
Okay. And Candy is a male, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I got severely abused. Obviously not by you. Your aura is, right?
Not me.
No, your aura is very white, okay, which is excellent, very calming, very peaceful. And he was severely abused by a man. He did not like this guy. And then with this cat, he didn't trust anybody at first. Maybe it took him quite a while, but he was so afraid of someone taking this cat Jack that he's in the picture with away from him. Like he had to guard Jack. He had to protect Jack. And I feel like somebody ripped his buddies away from him before, and he was so upset by it. And this man abused him. this man took away the loved ones that he loved, and he had severe abandonment issues. Severe. So, and then I feel like he would lash out at anybody that came close, because that was a defense mechanism because he was so abused.
Right.
Jack, and Jack is old now, am I correct?
Correct.
Jack has got like almost dementia brain for cats, like how you would see a cat in a nursing home, a person in a nursing home, and they just smile at you and they're happy, and I got, like, wow, she's such a nice lady. I love it here. And I feel like he also came from maybe a shelter or someplace that just discarded him like they did Candy.
Right.
Can you tell me first of all, was I correct about Candy?
So you're accurate with both cats.
Okay.
Candy was a very evil cat when I first got him, and he'd be lovey one minute, and then the next minute he'd attack you from across the room.
Right.
And I would have to put him in the basement, lock him up in the basement at night so he wouldn't attack you while you were sleeping. It was
I have one of those.
Yeah, so it was like, okay, it took probably 3 to 4 years before I could actually leave him out at night.
Okay.
And then even then he would get kind of an old grumbly cat, just kind of grumbly, but became a really wonderful cat. But he had I didn't even notice it at first, but piece of the tip of his tail was missing.
Oh, wow.
And so something, had obviously happened to him.
Yeah. I felt like he was severely abused. And that was his defense mechanisms. I felt like a guy did it, a man did it, a skinny man with dark hair, and possibly even darker than that. And I feel like they took away his other animals that he loved. And so, the only thing he did was he loved Jack. Now, with that being said, Candy is on the other side with a male figure who I believe to be your father in your house.
It's quite possible.
And he is, and your mom's there as well. Okay. Your mother, a mother figure, your mom is there. And I also got Candy is waiting on Jack.
That all makes sense.
He's there to collect Jack when the time comes.
I have another picture of. Oops. Sorry.
Yeah, sometimes Jack looks like he's kind of wandering aimlessly.
Yeah,
it happens, and then the next minute he acts like he's young again.
Right.
That's and then the next minute he's meowing at me, but I don't think he knows what he wants.
Right. But I got and it's his brain that has aged, but I got just a sweet, sweet soul,
Oh, he's adorable.
In a cat's body, just a beautiful little soul. And he sees Candy. He sees Candy in the house with your dad.
You ever see him looking around?
Oh, all the time.
Your cat.
Yeah, all the time. Just kind of wondering. It looks like he's wandering around aimlessly, like he was heading towards something.
And it's Candy. It's Candy.
Yeah.
And they stand near a TV. Candy like sits up on, the four paws, sits up though. and your dad's standing there, and Candy is sitting next to him on, and then, but it looks like it's up against a wall near where a TV or a bookshelf is.
Yeah, that would be in the living room.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, that's nice to know.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have some more kitties here. Look at this one.
Fraggle. Oh gosh, Fraggle. Okay, so Fraggle. How old is Fraggle?
Fraggle is roughly 12, 13 years old. She's a very petite cat.
She, your mother, well, I don't know if she liked animals or liked cats in her lifetime. Fraggle sees her. Okay.
Aww.
And Fraggle actually, do you know the history on Fraggle? Was she also a rescue?
She was a rescue, and my understanding is that she almost didn't make it.
Right. I felt like a lady had her, a little old lady had her, and then she had a like a health crisis, almost to the point where she was without food, water, and things like that. And then they found her. I think there were other cats around, and she doesn't know what happened to the other cats, the other animals. And because she was neglected, she had this severe health issue that almost killed her. Yeah, of course, lack of food, water. But Fraggles, I'm seeing an older woman that walks up and pets her in your house, and I think that's your mom. Okay. And Fraggle can see her, and so yeah, that's what I got on Fraggles.
Is there a way that I could tell when she sees her?
She'll look up.
Okay.
She'll be laying on the bed, and then she'll kind of cock her head up just a little bit and look up, like maybe at a 45-degree angle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Little Miss Fraggle.
Yeah, what a sweetie. and this one I got Xena. Now, how long have you had Xena?
Oh, well, after I lost Candy, Xena was supposed to be replacement buddy for Jack.
Oh,
so Xena I've had roughly about 5 years.
Okay, so was she a rescue as well?
She was a rescue as well.
Okay, so she remembers being in a like a a rescue with other cats in cages. I felt like she was the mischievous one. She let her intentions be known, like, help, get me out of here. She goes, who are these other cats sitting, and they're locked up in like kennels. Okay. And she's like, I don't know who they are. They keep talking and they won't shut up. And and she's like, this cat sees spirits in your house.
Does she?
Yeah. This cat sees your mom, sees your dad, sees Candy, and is super curious, super inquisitive, but wants to know who the old people are in your house.
You're right. She is very curious. She's a very curious cat.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
she
Xena.
is.
Yeah, Xena. And then I'm trying to get a little boy. I got a little boy. I felt like maybe she scratched somebody. I didn't mean to do it. Is what I'm hearing from her.
Aww.
Okay. I didn't mean to do it. And then I'm sitting in a row of kennels behind bars, and I'm hearing all these other cats meow, and I don't understand what happened.
Huh.
What happened to the little boy? I felt like she scratched him or something. It was like,
she's got very hooky claws.
yeah.
So she could very easily
And
scratch somebody.
Yeah,
very
and
easily.
was she a one-time return, like probably gotten as a kitten, kept, scratched, taken to a shelter? Do you know if she was returned twice?
I don't know that.
Okay.
I know she was found and she was pregnant.
Yeah.
And her babies were all adopted.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was returned. She's a very calm cat.
Right.
She is definitely very curious, as you said.
Yeah.
I could see how she could accidentally claw somebody, and when her nails get stuck, she could accidentally hurt somebody.
Yeah.
But she's very calm, but she's kind of a quiet bully.
Yeah.
So like you're saying with the other cats, like,
Does she
be quiet.
Does she run and yeah, exactly. That's exactly what she showed me. But does she run and jump on the others in your house?
Not really. She's a very she just stares and intimidates.
Yeah, but she did one of your cats ran and just jumped right on top of, like,
maybe when you're not home.
Yeah.
or if do you ever hear them fighting in the other room?
That's what her and Fraggle tried to fight with her, play fight, but Xena's not going to have it. When Jack was younger, he does pounce.
Okay.
When he's feeling young, he'll pounce.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Right.
So it has happened.
And now it's strange that she did not bring up her babies, but that may be yet to come, because most cat moms, they want to know what happened to their babies, because that's very important. Did she have 3?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
The
shelter that I got her from, there was a room full of black kittens at that time. And I almost chose one of the black kittens, but there were probably about at least 8 to 10 kittens. And then I found out after I adopted her that, they had adopted out her kittens. And so I wonder if some of them were her kittens.
Yeah. I feel so, but okay. So now here it comes. So she's like, was there a glass wall or something separating the kittens from the adults in that rescue?
When I saw her, she was in the room full of cats, and then the kittens were it was in an old house that was turned into a shelter. So
because I felt like she could hear her babies, or she knew her babies were next door, like in the next room. She knew it, and she didn't understand why they kept her babies from her.
That would make sense, because you could hear the kittens from, it was like almost like in a bedroom in a house, and she was in the living area with all the other cats, and so she would be able to hear them.
So that old house where she was, there was also a dead woman that still resided there. Okay, a ghost that resided there, and she could see her
when she was at the shelter, the home shelter.
That
it was a very old house, so that makes sense.
And she could see it, and she sees perfectly, your mom and dad.
Oh.
And did your son lose a friend? I got your son or maybe your daughter, your family. There was a friend outside of the family that got killed. And I think it was your son's friend. I'm not sure. That's what I'm getting, because someone else comes into your house that has died and Xena sees them. And it's a young male.
Possibly my son's friend.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I can't off the top of my head, I can't think of anybody. I'll have to think about that.
Okay. I mean, it's school or because I think it goes back, it goes back several years. It's not that Xena knew this kid. Xena sees this person walk into the house. She's like, hey, what are you doing here? Who are you? Just super inquisitive. Like if you see her sit in front of the front door, okay, or in the middle of the living room looking at the front door, okay, then she looks at the front door sitting there on her haunches, not in a posed position, but just casually sitting. Yeah, that's because a spirit has walked in your house. Who's got the gift? Do you have a gift?
Of what kind?
Like metaphysical gift?
Not sure.
Yeah, you do. Probably that of an empath. And that's why I'm seeing, wow, like, people come and go in your house. Not a lot, just your mom and dad, and then this young male figure.
Okay. I wonder who that is.
Well, just think about it. You could always tell Jason later. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we've got more kitties here to go.
Oh, we got more.
We got more.
Xena sees all.
Yeah, Allison. I think Mary still got you, though, as far as like. So let's see.
Tiger. 2 girls. Tiger. Tell me about Tiger. Was he a rescue or you got him as a kitten?
So I guess I could call him a foster for myself. He was my aunt's cat, and she got him as a kitten.
Okay. All right. Why am I seeing two girls, 2 women around him? I got women. So it was your aunt and who else?
Yes, it would be my aunt. The other woman that he was around at that when he was younger, probably my other aunt. Which would be my aunt's twins. They're twins.
Okay. Oh, well, okay. There you go. Because I got the number 2. All right, two girls. I said it right before. Yep, 2 girls. So Tiger runs to another one of your cats. Is it Frazzles? Who does he run to? I felt like he seeks shelter when he gets scared with another cat.
So he goes to Fraggle. Yeah, that seems to be his buddy. He likes to cuddle with everybody, but it seems to be Fraggle.
Oh, what a sweetie. And so, I mean, I'm not seeing trauma or anything with him. I just see he just needs to have that bond, that connection. I do feel like maybe he had a connection at birth with another one of his like brothers or sisters and was taken away. So he misses that bonding, that connection. What a sweetie.
That makes sense. My aunt actually picked his sister, and he was the last cat left. And she chose to take his sister and him, and his sister passed away.
I'm so sorry. How soon after did she pass away?
I don't know exactly how old she was when Tiger's sister passed away.
Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
They were definitely together for a period of time. So
Okay, gotcha.
that could be who you're seeing.
Yeah, I do.
Missing. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
I find.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I mean, like I'm trying to like spit out what spirit wants me to say. But is he missing his tail? No,
his tail is a little wonky. It's got a little twist knot in the top of it.
I see that. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So that's him and Fraggle.
Okay. See, yeah. Oh, yeah. Fraggle. I feel like Fraggle completes him. Really does.
She does seem to. Actually, when Jack was younger, Jack loved to play with Fraggle, and he taught her how to play as a cat would play. Right. And now that Jack is older, Tiger and Fraggle have bonded.
That's great. That's super. Yeah.
So my one question about Tiger is he content being a house cat?
Yes. Absolutely. Yes. He if he ever wants to go out or looks, out the window or something like that, he's very content being a house cat, but he wants to know where the two girls went and where his sister went. He wants to know that. And so, they're always out there searching. I remember my dad used to raise AKC registered St. Bernards. That was his hobby. And Maud, when she was our first and our very last St. Bernard, but when she had puppies, it didn't matter if it was 10 years later, she would run to the spare room where she gave birth to her puppies. Oh. Okay. And thinking they were still in there. Okay. So, and that's Tiger. Like, where are they? Is she still out there?
Right.
There's this one that with Jack.
Yeah.
So Tiger snuggles with everybody.
Yeah.
And then we have here we have the group shot.
A group shot.
Yeah. Look at that. Now who's the calico? Is that a calico over on the far right?
So far right is Fraggle.
Fraggle. Okay. All right. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Wow. Yeah.
And then one more, Allison. One more. Let's see. We just got this one. There we go. Who's that?
Oh, yeah, honey. You do have a gift. I'm looking at your eyes as a kid. My God, you have a gift. Yeah. Oh. So tell me about this kitten.
Oh, so that was Crystal, my childhood cat.
Okay, so did Crystal have an accident? I saw accident. Now, who would that? Like, Crystal died, and
well, she was 19 when she passed.
Good. Okay, so which cat had the accident?
Well, I always notice with Candy that he had that tip of his tail missing. And then Jack, when I asked the person that gave him to me, she had found him outside near a community center. Oh, wow. And it sounded like he was kind of bumped up and scratched up. And I always wondered if something happened to his throat. That he had an injury to his throat, like maybe he got hit by something or something to that degree. But
Right.
I don't know if he,
Yeah. So
he did or
that
not.
could be the accident I'm being shown.
That's what I always wondered.
Yeah. Yep.
Crystal did have an injury to her ear.
Okay.
When I was a child.
Accident.
So
yeah.
Yeah, and I took her to the vet as a child. My mom said, she's due for her checkup. Take her for her checkup. They were cleaning her ears because that's what they did at that time, and they ruptured her eardrum. And then I brought her home, and she was sick, and she ended up back at the vet for multiple days so that they could fix that. So that was the accident that
that's the
Crystal
accident
had.
with her. That's the accident. Okay. All right.
Yeah. But I was the one that took her to the vet.
Okay.
And she was healthy. And then
then
they ruptured her eardrum.
Right. Well, I took my cat. Well, Joe took his cat to the vet, and the cat died because they gave it too much anesthesia. And then I took my cat to the vet, and they killed the same vet, and they killed my cat, Baby Deuce, but brought her back. Too much anesthesia.
Oh my gosh.
And that's why I have a real problem with vet techs playing the anesthesiologist when it should be the veterinarian themselves. That's my pet peeve with vets.
Well, anesthesia just in general, even with people, that's the scariest part.
Yeah, that's a super scary part there. But so did she have another sister cat?
She had 2 brothers.
Okay.
She was a farm cat on my grandfather's. Yep. And so that year there were 3 cats. There were 2 boys and her.
What happened? I shouldn't have said sister because I saw another cat that she bonded with. I saw and I saw a cat outside of that, a kitten outside of that. She bonded with this kitten. What happened to her 2 brothers?
They stayed at my grandfather's orchard. So they would have just ran around the farm and, whatever happens to farm cats. I don't know if sometimes they stick around, sometimes they go to the next farm. I don't know.
She missed them. She really missed them.
Yeah.
And that's what we as humans don't realize. Oh, we're going to adopt this cat, and I totally get that because I'm the same way. I rescue cats and cats with medical needs. But they bonded with, 1 or 2 of their siblings from birth. And then, their minds, they want to know what happened to them.
Right. Yeah, we don't think about that, do we?
No. And as a matter of fact, one of her brothers died. I got maybe at 12 years. I feel like there was one died at like maybe 7 or 8, and then the other one lasted from 12 to 15 years.
Wow.
Yep.
That's pretty good for originally a farm. Yes,
was that
was up
City?
North.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she's with them now, obviously. Right. Yeah, but she showed me another cat that looked very similar to her. As a matter of fact, I thought it was twins, but I thought she was a twin.
Oh,
yeah,
she was a good cat.
And Mary, guess who Jack and Candy knew? Dexter.
Oh,
cool. Yes, they did.
So I can never thank her enough for taking him in for a few years.
He was my foster for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Aw, that's great. Aw. So did you see the orb that Jason?
He did show it to me, and I automatically was like, "Oh, that's exactly shaped like a cat."
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, Allison, which one do you think it is?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's such a precious photo of you. It
Oh,
really,
thank
really
you.
is. Yeah, that's a
Thank
great
you.
photo. Yeah. Oh,
very sweet picture.
Yeah. So just so you know, Candy is in your living room with your dad. They actually watch TV. Your dad sits there, and then your mom, she goes back and forth to the kitchen. She goes and she pets Frazzles, and then she comes back and she says, "Did she knit?"
No, not typically.
Something with her hands. What did she do with her hands?
Puzzles.
Okay.
Okay. Stained glass.
Okay. All right. Cool.
She did like where you do make those little braided rugs with strips of fabric, stuff like that.
That's it. Because I saw her doing something that had to do with yarn or fabric or something. So that was it. Yeah. So, my first thing is, did she knit or crochet or do something like, you never think about quilting, although a lady did show up with a quilt the other day.
Quilting. Yeah.
There's
quilting. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yep, that's her.
Oh, it's nice. It's nice that they're wandering around.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
They're always watching.
Right.
That's right. Thanks, Jason.
Yeah, they are.
Very comforting.
Oh, come on now. Well, Allison, thank you so much for sharing your kitties tonight.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for taking the time to get to know them too. They're great personalities,
Thank you so much for letting me read your babies.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, we'll let you go, Al, so you can get some rest.
All right. Yeah, moving on.
Okay.
Thanks again so much.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll see you, Al.
Bye.
Thank you. Okay,
Have
bye.
a good night.
Bye.
You too.
Wow.
Okay. Oh, are you there, Mary? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. Here.
Hello.
Hey.
Well, yeah.
That was wow.
Pretty good. I mean, I was like, oh wow, because I didn't tell you anything really all that. How are you feeling?
I knew nothing about those animals, not a thing. And I mean, to see all of that, I do feel like there was more to be said for the black one, the solid black one, Xena.
Xena, yeah,
but a lot of that has not come through yet. So, yeah. What was I going to say? So I wanted to talk about animal charities. Because remember last time we talked about the Patricia Ladue Foundation out of Oyster Bay, New York, how they supply senior people with senior cats. Okay. But so what was, I sent you something on.
Well, there's this charity here. And this site, what it does is, it brings you, like, you can go there and they have like, a bunch of different, they have projects, destinations, but then they also, they list off like a short list of the top 17 charities for endangered animals. And so, I would check this site out if you just,
Right. Yeah.
And then the other one was this one here. Let me see. That's not okay. Hold on. Let me see. Remove that one. Okay, this one here. Charity charge.
Okay, so tell me about this one.
This one is nonprofit. So animal. So it kind of lists like nonprofits with the mission to kind of it puts them all in one like a listing, an alphabetical listing. So you can kind of, I was looking through it. I mean, it's just like if someone's looking for a charity, instead of just for nonprofits, like
Right.
no kill shelters and stuff like that. A lot of them, it's nice to see, like, if you get a group, just because in that way, when you are looking into things, if
Mhm.
they're good enough to put on a site, generally, I mean, like, it can be overwhelming. So
Oh,
just
wow.
kind of knowing where your money goes. But these are the top animal nonprofit organizations. If you just go there, it still isn't. I figured. I'm still learning here what we can put up and we can't without, with all the community guidelines and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I
And I
know.
think we can do it as discussion, but I just just
Okay.
different.
Right. Right. Trying to
But do
see.
you have any suggestions, or like for like what to when you go, um because I mean that there's difference for cats and dogs, and as far as like.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a great no, and I'm always looking for superb no-kill shelters.
Hmm.
And in case I run across an animal, that's been abandoned on the side of the road, and typically, guys, if you take your animal to a emergency vet, it's going to cost you thousands. There's got to
Hmm.
be. I need a resource if someone could find it for me in the audience, or maybe when I get off this channel, for vets who do this for no cost for animals in need. Okay. And I mean, do they travel to the place? Can they be found in other states, just one state, other states?
Like, do you have an opinion on pet insurance? Have you ever looked into it, Mary?
I have, but you know what? I I really I thought about getting it on Sharkbait because I had to have
Hmm.
Sharkbait on a nebulizer later on in life. And uh, I've I wasn't sure. I never did get it. I never did get pet insurance. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I think it's like anything. It can be fairly expensive.
Right.
I got it for Emma the first one before, because I got her when she was 8 weeks old, and I got
Right.
it for her until after she was fixed, and a year after that. But
Okay.
they and I want to say this is fairly common. Every month it was just the one. It's time for her this, time for her that, and big pharma seeps in, and
Yeah.
I saw it was, and it just, after all the nonsense with the past 5 years, I was just like, I'd had enough. And my mom was just like, we never took our cats or our dogs to the vet, and they were fine. So
Right.
I think that I'm not anti all that, but I mean, she's got obviously rabies shots and stuff like that, but sometimes I think it can be a bit much.
Oh,
So
it is because, and that's what I wanted to tell you when you said, you would get all these notices saying it's time
Mhm.
for her this, time for her that. The problem is if you don't keep up with it, they won't cover you.
Mhm.
Right. So if you don't keep up with your pets, like shots, checkups, they can refuse to cover you guys. So, if you have the means to to go solo without pet insurance, I gotcha. Backy, my cat Backy, my black cat, he and Reiki, the twins. Backy had megacolon, and his surgery was $6,000. Right. And his
now, is it up front, or did they offer like any sort of a payment plan? See, that would be like
all up front.
Yeah. And that's what I mean, as far as like if they had not insurance, but if they had really, something where you could, for that, because
I know.
I mean, insurance is a racket anywhere. It doesn't matter if it's for cars, for home. It's a racket.
And if I had put down there, that's a pre-existing condition.
Right.
Like megacolon. So a cat's colon is about this size. Okay. This size. Okay. Backy's colon had stretched out to my elbow, from my hand to my elbow. He was dying. He probably had less than a couple of days left. So he had to have surgery, So pet insurance, if you don't keep up with your pet's health and the insurance company finds out about it and he has a pre-existing condition, they probably will not cover you. So,
well, and I have a feeling it'd be like any other insurance. It's going to go up, or they're going to decide, we're only going to cover this. And it's just like all
absolutely.
But I found that it was just too much. I'm not taking my dog every month to the vet. I don't. I mean, they try to upsell everything. I'm like, no.
I know.
And
so they get cuts. It's just like the prescription food guys that you see. And this is something we're going to do next week. I'm going to talk about prescription foods. Okay. And how you can cut them out and still give your cat or dog the best food without paying those exorbitant prices. And I'm going to give you
Mary, just with your own experience with your own pets, but also what you do with, for humans. I mean,
right.
Like your experience with that. So it's not,
right.
So,
and what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to put up recipes, okay, for dogs and cats. So,
are you going to put that on marythemedium.com? Are you going to make a section for that, or?
I'll probably post it here next week.
Okay.
And they could always, reach out to you to get the recipes. And so, I mean, it's ridiculous to pay these and the vets get cut, for writing the prescription. So they get kickbacks from the prescription food companies like Royal Canin, Purina, DM, and, and all of, and Hills. And, and if you can, like Tuk, he's diabetic. I found other foods that can be substituted for diabetic foods without having to pay $70 for 24 cans.
Yeah,
and with the insulin is $134 a month.
Did he get diagnosed because he was getting sick and you noticed it, or did they just how did you find out he was diabetic? Was it
he was pretty chunky when I got him, and then he started losing weight.
Okay, and so too much weight.
Yeah, and I took him to the vet, and they said, "Yeah, he's diabetic." And I'm wondering if it wasn't known before, But so he started losing weight, and I took him to the vet. So now, he's a little king. He gets to eat whatever he wants within reason. He gets 5 units a day. Twice a day, 5 units of insulin twice a day.
Wow.
Yeah. and gained weight back. Thank goodness. So he's doing quite well. I do think he may have lost maybe a pound. Even a pound is an awful lot for an animal. Okay.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just wondering because just how they.
Oh yeah. So the thirst picks up. Like if you notice your animals are incredibly thirsty, drinking more, peeing more, and a ravenous appetite. So, just double check your animals if they have those symptoms. When it goes from fat to dropping weight, guys, get them to the vet.
Yeah. I just have Emma's just picky. she ate her breakfast, but dinner wasn't good enough and had to go out and didn't do anything. So now she's sleeping right now. But yeah.
Oh, is she? Cool.
Yeah. So, well, we do have a sponsor, sort of. Let me, it's just, no. I don't know what this is doing. Hold on. There we go.
Pooch panties.
Pooch panties. Just haha, yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, that is so adorable. Look at that.
Yeah, we're not gonna go in the laundry because that's just creepy for dogs. But yeah.
That's so cute.
Yeah, so let me see here. Oh, what we got? We're doing pretty good. Oh, well, we got 10 minutes. I want to talk a little bit here about something that you do, and you could use this across the board, Mary. Your spray.
Right. Hey guys, so I've got a line of home and body sprays, and it's Frankie and Lord's Apothecary. So now I've had Frankie and Lord's for years. I only did soaps, and I thought, well, I did holy soaps, holy water soaps. So, and I've expanded. So now it's 2 ounces, $15. A little goes a long way, like really long. Like one of these 2-ounce bottles will probably last you a year. And I've got frankincense spray, sage spray, obsidian spray. Okay. I've got Palo Santo spray. I've got an entire room clearing spray. And that's when you're dealing with things like spiritual, metaphysical things where, the energy is way off. You got something there. Give that a spray because that is incredibly powerful. And I'll tell you what happened. I used my all clearing spray at Spirit Fest USA, okay, in Orlando. And no, sorry, it was in Orlando. Okay. This woman came and sat down, and I'm looking at her, and her aura had a lot of darkness in it, a lot. Her energy field. So I sprayed her with this.
Did she know you were going to spray her? Or you just went, shh.
Oh, yeah. I said, I got to spray you. And so when I did, her friend and I literally sat there and watched her color change.
Oh, wow.
I mean, she went from these dark, like incredibly dark under circles, this atmosphere around her, to like being in like the light that's around me, that white light. And you could see it in broad daylight. You could see the change. And that's my all clearing spray. So guys, if you have, and then sandalwood, if you guys have any problems with spirits, or you can even use this as room fresheners, room sprays. So I'll have
are those guests that linger,
right?
Yeah.
Family that come to visit you that bring the dead relatives,
or the sister-in-law that you want, with bad juju,
right? But so anyway, so I will upload all of these onto my website, Mary the Medium. And they're for sale, $15 each. But I'm telling you, it will last you a year, if not longer.
So that's Mary. Okay, and then you're gonna be at Spirit Fest USA. You can go to their website, and you're at Sarasota, right? That's coming up weekend.
Yeah, I'm in Sarasota, and I'm taking pre-bookings, guys, in Sarasota. I had to turn people away in West Palm, and I had to turn people away in Orlando. That's how busy I was. So if you want to see me in Sarasota Fairgrounds, Saturday and Sunday, Saturdays 10 to 6, Sundays 10 to 5:30, you better get out there and be waiting in line.
And also keep a note for, we're going to start looking for up the East Coast too for the summer.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we're looking for something, or if anyone knows of one in their area, shoot us a email at therealmary.themedium@gmail.com.
Yep.
And that's also for her other show, which is on Sundays at 9:30, and that's Mary, What Do You See?
Right.
Which,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
it's always fun.
Yeah. And we're Mary, if anyone sees this and also has any let's say a missing pet or
Right.
anything like that, just go ahead and send us. This is our second episode, so we've got a lot of ideas and things coming in the future, and just want to say yeah.
And I've been reading some of the chats, guys. Thank you so much for showing up. Yeti Man and Pixel and Bolita, guys, I mean, it really, and Spiritual, Diane D. So I just want to say thank you for showing up. I really, really appreciate it. If you got any comments or anything, you want me to cover for the Pet Psychic show for next week, let me know. We're going to be talking about food. I'm going to hand out recipes. So, for cats and dogs.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent.
Right. Yeah. So,
well, I mean, yeah.
Send me pictures of your cats, your dogs, your animals, guys, and see if we can't get you on the show. If that'll work.
Yeah, for sure. And we're gonna so far Tuesdays at 9 p.m.
Tuesdays at 9.
Yeah,
that works.
So feel free. Yeah. Well, we're doing good. Wanted to thank everyone as well, and thank you, Mary, for taking the time tonight. I know that you had a long day, so we'll keep going, and next week at 9.
Oh yeah. Hey Bonnie, I just saw you come on, and short film,
Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Eastern Standard Time. Short films. Thank you so much. And Short Film sent a picture of her daughter's cat. So we'll put Short Film's daughter's cat on next week. Okay, if that's okay with you guys. Yeah. And Pixel. Okay, all right. Yeah, so I'll go through the messages, but send me your animal photos. Let me read them, and we'll bring you on the show. How's that? And Jason, thanks so much for producing this. I really appreciate it.
I had some computer issues, like glitches between tablets, so there were some things that didn't switch over. So I was like scurrying around earlier. It didn't add it to the slides, and I'm like, where did they go?
Oh, like the Beagle?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we can do them next week. We can do them next week.
I know. I just was it was like one of those things where I'm like, why isn't it there? It was uploaded on one. I shared it, and so I was like, well, okay, we'll make do.
Yeah. So we'll do your friend the Beagle next week.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, and good night, and see you next week.
Okay. See you next Tuesday. See you Sunday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.